Thanks for tuning to the Fort Polk podcast. I'm Jeff England. April marks National Child Abuse Prevention Month, and the Family Advocacy Program is proud to be part of this important initiative. Mill Parents Rock. The FAP at Fort Polk works to strengthen military families through awareness activities and educational opportunities to better prevent child abuse. Child abuse and neglect are preventable, and all communities benefit when children and families are well supported. By working together, we can build a foundation for family strength and resilience that will last long beyond April's Child Abuse Prevention Month. Join us in supporting healthy families at Fort Polk by taking advantage of all the FAP has to offer. Let's work together to make sure every child is safe and secure all year long. Let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are listening to this podcast, I'm Jeff England from the Fort Polk Public Affairs Office, and thank you for tuning in. This week, we have Christina England. Hello, Christina England. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, peachy keen.
That's
just loving life, you know.
Peachy King Jelly Bean.
Yep, that's me. And along with Christina, she brought along Heather Hoosier. How are you doing, Heather?
I'm good. I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. Make sure you talk into that mic so we can all hear you. At least I have it on.
She's Peachy King.
Oh, she's Peachy King. How are you doing? Are you Peachy King? Are you living the dream?
I'm just great.
Are you fair to middling? Fair to partly cloudy?
My dad likes to say. I hate that saying.
Fair to middling?
I don't know what it means.
You're okay.
I don't understand it.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. April, can you believe how fast this year is going already?
Very fast.
It's very fast. We just had Women's History Month, and now we have Child Abuse Prevention Month, or Child Prevention Month. Yeah, I like that one better.
CAPM for sure.
CAPM, Child Abuse Prevention Month. CAPM.
Correct.
Or CAP Month. Or FAP Month. FAP.
No, CAPM.
Oh, okay.
Child
CAPM.
Abuse Prevention Month.
So this year, as all years, every year has a theme. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this year's theme is Building Together, Prevention in Partnership. Am I correct or incorrect?
You would be incorrect.
I am incorrect. So let's see what... I'm going to turn down my mic because I'm really hot. What is this month's theme?
It is Mill Parents Rock.
I like mine better. Mill Parents Rock.
Mill Parents Rock.
Is that like Military Parents Rock?
It is correct.
Oh, okay. Well...
And the purpose of that is to show that military parents are a solid foundation for their children. Military parents form a unique subset of parents, different from our civilian sector of parents who are not affiliated with the military. Military parents face a unique set of challenges when it comes to parenting children. They are deployed. They are often in the field, TDY, and your average civilian parent, not affiliated or associated with the military in any way, does not face those types of life stressors, constant moves, multiple separation periods away from your children, your child. And so this year's theme, Military Mill Parents Rock, emphasizes the importance and significance that our military parents are the foundation, and that they form a solid foundation for their children through the resources, the prevention education resources, community resources, therapeutic resources that are available on the military installation for our military parents, so that they are that rock that their children can lean on in times of need, during happy times, sad times, day-to-day life.
So kind of like Plymouth Rock. You have to, or the Rock of Gibraltar. It's
correct.
Like it's sturdy, it's steady, it's steadfast, and it's everything that they come to depend on.
Correct.
And nothing to do with rock and roll. Unless the parents play guitar or drums or something, then they can.
I don't know.
They can
some
rock.
of my parents rock.
Yeah, some parents rock.
Right.
I rock.
And
in a chair.
it gives the message, like Heather is saying, it gives the message that as parents, they rock.
They rock.
They rock.
They rock
Parents
it.
rock. Parenting is hard.
Tell me about it.
It is extremely hard.
Especially with a teenager.
It's hard at all levels.
Especially with a teenager.
Teenagers are difficult.
17 going on 30.
Babies, newborns can be difficult too. And we in Family Advocacy have the New Parent Support Program, and Heather is a licensed clinical social worker with the New Parent Support Program. And New Parent Support Program is a significant resource within the Family Advocacy Program for parents who are expecting or have children birth to 3 years of age.
We have or she's about to leave, but we have a person in our office that recently had a child, and she actually went to the New Parent Support Program too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I referred her over to you guys, and
That's what we are here for, to help these parents rock these new challenges.
Rock the world, rock the baby, rock the cradle.
We like to support the parents as they support their babies, their families.
Yeah. How sweet. And also, the New Parent Support Program also helps teach people how to cope with a new child and coping with all the stresses that go along with it, so you are not caught up in what the month of April is all about.
Right. So we give parents tools to use so that they can avoid stressors. We give them resources. We go over soothing techniques. We have classes where we teach them how to change a diaper, how to bathe their baby, how to feed. We go over swaddling, anything that we think can help. And then we also offer in-office visits or in-home visits where we can come to you. And if you have questions, we just provide anything that you need, anywhere from pregnancy up to the age of 3 years old. So when it gets to that terrible 2 stage or potty training is an issue for them, we have all kind of resources that we can provide and just kind of give some adult conversation and maybe some friendly advice or some help along the way. That's what we like to provide for our families.
Yeah, I've seen those the parents where they need to talk to an adult because they've been talking to babies for months and months.
And there's only so much Baby Shark one person can take.
Oh my, I'm not even going to start it because it'll be stuck in my head all day long. But on the other hand, I might get others to get it stuck in their head too. Baby shark, do.
Right. Mm-hmm. So the other thing we like to offer is a chance for families to get together and meet other families. We meet on Honor Field Tuesdays to walk. We call it our walk and talk.
And that's the parade field off of LA 10, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's just a flat 1 mile loop. It's perfect for strollers. The kids can play in the grass or they can play on the stage when we finish. We're working out some play dates at Playtown and Cafe. We're going to get that ball rolling soon, too.
Yep, that just recently opened and is a very big success. And
right.
I have a feeling that place is going to be crowded in August. During the hot months around here.
Yes.
During real summer, not this fake spring, second winter, fake spring 2, winter 3. And
right. Don't know what to wear.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so it's snowing this morning. It's hot this afternoon, or hurricane in the evening, and tornadoes overnight.
Right.
Just cover the whole gambit there.
The Fort Polk weather is the best. You get all of it.
Yeah. And I'm sure that there's more than just new parent classes that can help people that are stressing out, help people cope, teach, if that's what I keep trying to get people to understand is that FAP is not a disciplinary program. It is more of an educational program that helps people before they need to get to that the discipline area. And, just like G.I. Joe used to say, knowing is half the battle.
Correct. We have anger and stress management classes that we offer. And these are just basic, like you're saying, basic education and prevention classes that anybody can take that are offered during lunchtime hours. And you can come in and you can learn what are your triggers, what stresses you out, what potentially piques your anger, and ways to appropriately handle that before you get into an issue that maybe you can't backtrack from with that anger, before your behavior becomes out of control and you do something that you may regret. So we have those basic anger and stress management classes. We also offer parenting classes aside from what New Parent Support does. We also have marriage enrichment classes as well. And the purpose of that is to work on those areas so that incidents of abuse or neglect do not occur. Anybody can have a bad experience stressors, have situations where you feel out of control. That is normal. None of us are perfect. And so we are here to provide additional resources and additional support. None of us have all the answers, and we need to depend on other people to help us out. And there's nothing wrong with going and seeking more information. Part of growing is to learn new things each and every day. As you mentioned at the beginning, parenting is challenging. Marriage is challenging. Life is challenging. And so ACS and Family Advocacy offers many different resources through many different personnel to help families along the way. And if we don't offer that resource, we will hook you up with an agency on the installation or off the installation that does provide that resource or that information if we do not offer it.
Now, marriage is challenging. I don't find marriage challenging. I'm married to a wonderful person.
I know. I know.
So it's not challenging to me. It must be challenging to you.
Everything is challenging.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
There are always challenges that individuals face and couples face, and nothing is always going to be perfect in life. I think some people strive for perfection. And there's nothing wrong with striving for perfection, but we're human beings and nobody is perfect. And we all like to think that we can do things on our own. But the reality is that we're all dependent upon other people to a certain extent to help us take in groceries, to help us figure out how are we going to get 3 kids in 3 different places all at the same time. If we have 3 children and they all have sporting events or extracurricular activities, school activities, and my spouse is in the field.
Well,
and
that's
it's just
where
me.
That's where the other part of Child Abuse Prevention Month comes up: neglect.
Correct. And so child abuse, when we are looking at child abuse and child neglect is failure to provide for the basic needs of a child. Abuse, when we're looking at abuse, we can be looking at physical abuse, which is actual physical force towards a child. We can look at emotional abuse, which is derogatory psychological impact on a child. And so there's a whole gamut of different things we look at when we're looking at abuse and neglect. And I don't believe that any parent intentionally sets out to be abusive or neglectful towards their child or their children. It can happen to any one of us at any point in time, given the right circumstances and the right time. Again, none of us are perfect. And sometimes it is just we are totally overwhelmed and an incident that has never, ever occurred before happens. And so you're referred to family advocacy, and it does not have to be a negative outcome. If an allegation of abuse or neglect is received, an individual is seen on the clinical side of family advocacy, and they have some fantastic clinical social workers through the hospital in the clinical side of family advocacy, and they offer treatment. And treatment is not a bad thing. I think there is a stigma attached with family advocacy and seeking treatment in general, because when it comes to mental health, there is a stigma attached to that. However, what I tell people is if we have a physical injury, a broken bone, a fracture, there's not a stigma attached to going to the hospital and seeing a doctor and getting an x-ray, getting a cast or getting a sling put on that. And that's the same approach that we need to take when it comes to mental health and getting help for parenting, for marriage, for everyday stressors, because I'm feeling a little down, I'm feeling depressed. There is nothing wrong with seeking help and getting in a better place. Absolutely nothing at all. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to come forward and say, I can't do it all on my own and I need some help.
Well, it takes a village to raise a child, and
Absolutely.
and you know, all the help, every little thing. You
Correct.
know, doing dishes would be nice if we could get our kid to do the dishes, or at least clean up after himself. And you know,
Every child is unique.
yes,
And that is the good thing about new parents.
that's why people have multiple children. It's like, oh shoot, we didn't get it right on this one.
Let's see what the next one's going to be like.
See, that's why I'm the baby of the family, is because when they reached me, they got perfection.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, it's
Or
either
they
that,
were like,
it's
never
either that, or
again.
it's like, you know, we just can't
Or
get
they
it
were
right.
like, never again.
No more.
Right. Or they were like, never again.
After me,
Right.
they broke the mold to make sure there was no more mistakes like this.
But the beauty of new parent support, going back to new parent support program, is if you can have 5 kids, as long as you are currently expecting or have a child up to 36 months of age, up to 3 years of age, new parent support can become involved with your family. It is a voluntary program.
Right.
However, as long as you have at least one child within that age range, you can engage voluntarily in services with new parent support program, because again, every child is unique. So if you have a 2-year-old and you have a 15-year-old, a lot has changed between the ages of that 2-year-old and that 15-year-old as far as when they were born.
Right. And your personality changes between the two also.
Absolutely.
And a 15-year-old's old enough to babysit the 2-year-old.
Sometimes.
Depends.
Some 15-year-olds I wouldn't trust with my baby.
And it's also, new parent support and family advocacy also can work with parents in step-parent, blended family
Yes.
situations. Blended families face unique challenges that biological parents in a 2-parent household don't necessarily face. So family advocacy is there to help with all types of parenting challenges, marital challenges. And again, the bottom line is we want to give as many resources and materials to families that we can so that they have a rock solid family. And so whether they are here at Fort Polk or they PCS to Fort Hood or Fort Bliss or Fort Carson, wherever they may go, whether they stay in the military or they get out of the military, they have that solid foundation that will carry them forward through life. And so that their child or their children carry on, and any cycle of abuse or neglect is broken. We're as strong as we are taught in a lot of ways, and we can encourage each other. And the beauty with new parent support and family advocacy is we help families develop support networks and support systems. New parent support in particular has helped a lot of parents who PCS here, because Fort Polk's a first duty station for a lot of our families. And they come here without a support system and without a support network. And the walk and talk that Heather referred to earlier in particular, a lot of our families that are participating are developing support networks that go beyond new parent support program. And so when they no longer are involved with new parent support program, they continue to have a support network that they developed from engaging with new parent support.
Right.
Now you've had, this sounds like a lot of work for just one program. You must have your days just filled with nothing but family advocacy and classes and support. I'm surprised you had enough time to come over here with all the work that you have to do. But so what are some of the classes that you guys have that are coming up? Any classes that are on?
We have our Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child. That one's going to be offered on April the 4th from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Oh, so
that's going to be through
that's
Family Advocacy.
awfully quick.
It is.
So
we have several events coming up in April.
Yeah. So last Friday, you guys planted a bunch of pinwheels, and that's actually done nationwide from what I have found out. And for those that couldn't make it to the pinwheel planting, did you know that you can plant a virtual pinwheel?
Yes.
I did not. I was not aware.
Yeah,
Wow,
surprise.
okay.
I did some research
So how
there.
do you do this?
You go to Child Abuse Prevention America,
Okay.
and they have a virtual pinwheel that you can plant on their website. The website is pretty in-depth, and it's got a lot of resources, not as much as the Family Advocacy Program here at Fort Polk has, but it does have some resources.
Along with the pinwheel planting was also the proclamation signing by the garrison commander and the commanding general.
And that was at the pinwheel.
Pinwheel planting. And the significance of that is that the commanding general and the garrison commander emphasize the fact that they take a lot of pride in our military children, and they are sending a very clear message that child abuse and child neglect is not tolerated in the Army, but also emphasizing that they recognize the unique stressors and challenges that military families face, and they encourage the use of ACS prevention education resources and programs, as well as other resources and programs throughout the installation that help support our military families to ensure the safety of our children at all times. The emphasis that they have is that no child should have to live in fear in their home.
Right. And just to piggyback off of that, Christina, I've met with lots of commanders and leaders, SFRG leaders, and they all push our programs out to their families as resources. And anytime I've ever contacted them or provided, say, an appointment slip, they've worked with me if, say, the soldier couldn't get out, or if there was a way that they could work it and I worked it with my schedule, they are more than happy to allow them to have access to our services.
Now, out of all these classes that you guys have, I mean, you've been the Family Advocacy Program manager for a minute, and you've had lots of classes that you've done. They've come and go, and they update, and you change them around and rotate them out. Out of all these things that you've done, which one of your classes was one of your more favorite ones? And which one was one of your less favorite ones?
That I particularly
Yes,
taught,
just your personal
that we
opinion.
offered.
That you offered, yes.
I think probably one of the most recent favorite ones was observing the New Parent Support Program when Heather and the New Parent Support staff taught the baby boot camp, which was what she was referring to, where they teach the new parents, expecting parents, the basics of baby, bringing home baby, what to expect when you go to the hospital, when you deliver, how to diaper your baby, how to feed your baby. I think the best part was she puts a diaper on, we have baby dolls that we use, and they put diapers on them, and we have a concoction in the diaper.
You
don't tell the secrets.
It's really funny because the reaction of some of the parents is priceless. So it's the reality of when you parent for the first time and your baby explodes, the reaction varies.
The other part I like is we show pictures of actual babies, so you know what that baby is going to look like when it comes out the chute, because some people are like,
congratulations, you just had a lizard.
Or a little baby alien.
With the cone head, depending on forceps needing to be used. Being pushed through the canal is very traumatic on a baby.
I think my favorite feedback that I've ever gotten from a baby boot camp class was, it was a service member father who said, this class made having a new baby a little less scary. And that's exactly what we want. We just want it to be a little less scary for you.
And that is part of the reason also why I say that the baby boot camp is probably one of my favorite ones, is because we have truly gotten to see parents, our soldiers and families, because civilian parents as well come in there, who come in there just scared to death, or just really not knowing what to expect. And they come out of that class enlightened and feeling totally empowered. And that's what our goal in family advocacy is to take individuals, whether we're talking about parents, spouses, soon-to-be parents, who feel totally disempowered for whatever reason, and giving them a tool bag and saying, these are particular tools that may help empower you. And they can pick and choose out of that tool bag which tool or tools they would like to use. And they leave after engaging in services with us, whether it's a one-time class, multiple classes, and they feel more empowered. And then that is where we feel that we are most impactful, because we have done our jobs when we feel that a family or a person leaves our agency with a smile, and maybe they came in totally overwhelmed, and now they have been empowered, because they will go out and they will empower other people. They will empower their children. And that is probably the greatest feeling that I personally have had throughout my entire career.
And
That's
the other
awesome.
class we offer that, to me, really, really empowers the entire family, even more than baby boot camp, is the infant massage. We call it our What to Expect the First 4 Months class. It is 5 1-hour sessions of infant massage. And I like to tell people, I do not massage your baby. I just teach you how to massage your baby. But we have a lot of parents, especially dads, they're like, I don't know what to do with this baby. I don't know how to touch them, how to play with them. And so infant massage is just, it's strokes that you already do when you're bathing your baby, or maybe putting lotion on, but it just gives you a rhyme and a reason. It's like, this is why we do this stroke. And it gives dads permission to play with their babies. And I mean, parents are their baby's first toys, and the bonding and the attachment that happens in the first few months is so important to the entire life. So it encourages that resiliency in the family. It opens up conversation. You know, I can see my dad, I can see my mom. They talk to me, they sing to me. That means when they are older, when you hit those hard teenage years, I mean, even without knowing it, they go back to some of that. I can trust my mom, I can trust my dad.
Infant massage is a crucial class that is offered because, like Heather said, it is foundational to the attachment between mom, dad, and that baby.
Now, the sticking with April, what would be one of the child abuse prevention courses that would be offered by FAP? No?
We are offering the Raising Emotionally
Right.
Intelligent Child, but we are also engaging more in activities for Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Right.
In conjunction with DFMWR. DFMWR is having their color run on the 8th of April, and Child Abuse Prevention Month is going to be represented with that run, in that family advocacy will be out there.
And we'll be throwing some royal blue chalk on our families.
Correct.
Chalk.
Powder, chalk powder.
No, I thought
Powder.
I thought you said Chuck.
Powder.
We're going to throw chalk.
And on the 14th of April, they will be doing the stroller walk, correct? New parents
Right.
will be doing the stroller
We'll
walk,
get out there at 9 a.m.
right? The 18th of April is the Army Go Blue Day. So this is for the entire installation, actually all throughout the Army. is the designated day for the Army and every individual throughout the Army to wear blue. Royal blue is the color that represents Child Abuse Prevention Month. So we ask that everybody on the 18th of April wear royal blue in some way, shape, or form.
Wear blue.
Go Blue Day is
Go Blue.
what they're calling it.
Dun,
And-
dun, 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 dun. Go blue.
The 20th of April, DFMWR and for Earth Day is doing tree planting, and Child Abuse Prevention Month will be represented at 9:00, and they will be planting a tree for Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Oh, yeah. What kind of tree?
Last year we got a bush. I'm not sure. It varies.
We don't know.
Environmental
It remains-
chooses.
Right.
Oh, environmental.
chooses.
So it'll
Yes.
probably be a Louisiana longleaf pine.
I think,
We shall see.
I think the first year it was a magnolia tree.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them on Louisiana Road.
They're beautiful.
Oh, yeah. And they smell good in the
Absolutely
spring.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then we're wrapping it up on the 21st of April with DFMWR again with the Positive Parenting Movie Night. It's a Child Abuse Prevention Month of the Military Child movie night on the 21st.
On the 21st, do you know what movie?
A bug.
Yes, A Bug's Life.
Oh, I was thinking Child's Play. That would have been fun.
Bug's Life.
No, it should have been Child's Play.
No.
Yeah. Bride of Chucky?
No.
No?
No.
Would have only
This is
encouraged.
family friendly.
Oh, family friendly. So no Omen and Damien and
No.
Home Alone. That's a child's movie.
Well, that just shows his resilience. He had good, strong parents.
What I don't understand is why couldn't he just dial 911?
There was no phone lines.
He could have done that when the parents left.
The phone lines were cut, remember?
No, not before.
Jeff,
all
go
of
do
that.
your research.
I'm
The
gonna-
phone lines were cut. They couldn't call the house.
Gotcha.
It's one of my favorite movies, and now my nephew, so we watch it over and over and over.
That's kind of like child neglect, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
No, she tried.
That's adult abuse. Setting all those traps. Anyway, A Bug's Life, huh?
A Bug's Life.
I like that movie. Oh,
it's a cute movie.
there's a thing over at Disney World that it's A Bug's Life, and
Yes.
and like bugs crawl through the seats, makes
Yes.
you jump.
Water squirts at you. It's really fun.
It's fun.
Yes.
It's a fun show.
It's fun.
I'm so easily entertained and amused. It's like
Very.
very.
It makes life easier.
That makes a bug's life easier too.
Yeah,
Get
I
it?
guess.
Bug life. Bugs life. Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny.
And A Bug's Life is a good movie because there are rocks in the movie. And since this year's theme is Mill Parents Rock,
Oh wow.
coordinates very
You know
well.
what else is a good movie? The Tooth Fairy, because that's got The Rock in there too.
Oh, well, there you go.
And it's about children, and it's got The Rock.
Different type of rock.
Oh, okay. Well, Shazam? Oh, is it Shazam? Yeah, no. No, Black Adam has The Rock also.
I mean, if you could pull some strings and get The Rock to come here,
Oh, that
we
would be
would
so
appreciate it.
cool.
that'd be great. Yeah,
Oh, that'd be so cool.
would really show how our mill parents rock.
Yeah. I'll get right on that. I'll see what we can do.
Please do.
Hey, Dwayne, what's up?
He might be
Speed dial.
You remember me? No. Okay, you don't know me. But that's beside. But anyway, you've been the FAP manager for probably
A while.
Probably 12 years.
12.5 years.
12, 13 years. And you do this every year, don't you?
We do.
And-
Every year there's Child Abuse Prevention Month. Every year April is designated as Child Abuse Prevention Month, but we emphasize prevention every day of the year.
I mean, yeah,
So
your
while
year
April-
is full of.
While April is the designated month, we focus on prevention
All year long.
activities throughout the entire year and classes throughout the entire year. So April is just the designated month, but we do it all throughout the year.
What was one of your favorite activities that you've had in your 12 years of being FAP manager, FAPM?
We did. We used to do Glow Night, which was really, really fun, and it was a huge event. But you know, it allowed for the community to come out, and we coordinated with a lot of our on-post partners. We had the fire department that participated, the American Red Cross participated, and DES participated. It was an event that we had partnerships with that allowed for our military families to see safety aspects and prevention of abuse and neglect. We did fingerprinting. We gave them toolkits for fingerprinting, for the ability to clip a lock of hair for your child in case they may be lost. They had the fire truck out there, and they were able to go through the fire truck with the firefighters and talk about fire prevention. With the American Red Cross, they were able to make a pillowcase and talk about how to keep themselves safe in a home or in a disaster. And then we had music, and they got glow items, and there was dancing, and Garrison Commander and his spouse came out and danced with the kids outside of ACS and the parents.
Did they do the Dougie?
Probably.
No, we did the Cupid Shuffle, actually.
Cupid Shuffle.
And so it was really, yes, it was actually a lot of fun. So we do different activities, with each year. And, I think the most fun for me and for actually all of ACS staff is when we have the ability to work one-on-one or in a large group setting with our families, but they get to see us as human beings as well, and not these scary people who are above us or not one of us, or who are kind of untouchable, I think is what the thought is when they hear about family advocacy or going to any agency for help. I think the automatic reaction is that they won't understand or we won't be able to relate. And so for me, when they can see us as a human being and they can put a name with a face, it makes it more personable to them, and they can truly see that we do care. It's not just a job to us. And, I grew up in the military. My dad was in the military. The Army and the soldiers and the families are important to me. It was my life. So for me, the Army is home. And that is a unique way. I don't know any different type of life or lifestyle, and I know the challenges that come with that. And it is, for me, very rewarding to be able to give back in a different way than how I was raised. I saw my dad serve his country, and I saw him give to his country. And so for me, this is a way to give back. And obviously married now to someone who served his country as well. So
yeah, but in the Air Force. Yeah.
And my dad always told me, if you're going to marry Air Force.
Yeah. That might make all of our listener out there a little upset. Hey, wait a minute. What about the Navy?
Don't they call you the chair force?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We're the smart ones. We're the ones that send the officers off to fight for us.
But I think that's the important thing, is that we want people to understand. We want our families to understand that we come to work, but our jobs are not just jobs to us. We truly care about giving our families what we have to the best of our capabilities and what they need. And if we don't have the resources that they need, we will go to the limit to find the information, the materials, and the resources they need, because they are just that important to us.
Well, that is awesome. And if anybody out there listening has any comments or suggestions or requests, they can put them in the comments section below, and or they can come over to ACS and talk to y'all and meet you and see what's up.
And as it is Child Abuse Prevention Month, I would just remind everybody that Fort Polk does have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365 days a year, unless, of course, it's a leap year. But we do have a hotline to report suspected or known child abuse or child neglect, and that number is 337-531-HOPE.
You should call that like the Hope Line.
It is called the Hope Line.
Oh, I'm so smart.
That is 337-531-4673.
That spells out hope.
Correct. There is also the Department of Children and Family Services through the state of Louisiana, and that number is 1-855-452-5437 or 1-855-4LA-KIDS, and that is the Department of Children and Family Services through the state of Louisiana.
That's awesome.
And our phone number at Army Community Service, if you have any questions for family advocacy, is 337-531-1938 or 4858.
1938?
1938 or 531-4858.
And
those are the main lines
what
for
about
family advocacy.
What about Heather? I'm sure Heather has something that she'd like to add.
Well,
It's like Heather's over here. It's like, what about me?
No, I'm like, that's the number I remember.
Oh, that's
1938.
1938.
It was a good year.
Right.
It's a good year.
Back in the 30s.
Yeah.
19.
I remember that like it was in my history books.
The 531-1938 or 4858 are the administrative phone numbers for family advocacy, so that ensures that if somebody calls, they are going to get an answer. Because new parent support or myself, we may not always be in our office.
You guys are always so busy. I can never go to lunch because you guys are so busy.
Okay.
And hope to
yeah.
be more busy soon.
Right.
Even more busy.
Yay. I just did outreach yesterday.
Oh, did
Went
you?
out to Beauregard Hospital, to the WIC office, to the Pregnancy Crisis Center there.
Nice.
These are all resources that I have for people.
And you're just building and building and building and building and building.
I'm trying.
That's so cool.
That's what we do.
That's so cool.
We go out and look for resources and constantly try to find more resources so that we can provide that information to our families.
Just more and more to offer.
I actually impressed Miss McCullough.
Really?
Yeah, she had no idea that we partnered with the coroner's office. And she said, I never would have thought about the coroner's office for our safe sleep class.
Oh.
So if we have, and that's something we share in all of our classes, baby boot camp, our P3T classes. September is actually our Safe Sleep Awareness Month, but the coroner's office periodically offers a class, probably once a quarter. And if you attend their class, you get a free pack and play. And so we like to do that partnership. We've brought them in to some of our classes, and then they have invited us to come to their classes also.
Nice. Yeah, I would have never have thought of partnering with the coroner's office, but safe sleeping.
Yeah.
The sleeping problems were, I believe it was Dr. Spock that really messed everything up because he recommended because babies tend to throw up sometimes, so don't lay them on their back, lay them on their stomach, and then all of a sudden the baby can't turn over and all that stuff. So it was bad advice, but yet people were listening to this Dr. Spock, and so
And that's something else that we help families with because they are a different generation than their parents. So their parents were taught, put your baby on their stomach. And we give them the answers for why, and we show them the anatomy, and this is why we suggest sleep on the back. This is why it's recommended to sleep with a pacifier in their mouth. We go over all of those things. And it gives them tools for when their family does come in and they get those comments, because that's the worst.
And
we also talk about the dangers of co-sharing.
I was about to say,
Yes,
don't
yes.
sleep in the same bed as a baby.
This is what I like to tell my families. No, I'm not going to go home with you and tell you, don't put the baby in the bed with you, but I'm going to make sure that you can make an informed decision.
And we talk about the dangers of those cute little stuffed animals that people like to buy for expecting parents and for babies. We talk about the dangers of putting those cute little stuffed animals or pillows in a crib with a baby.
Yeah, they smother.
And, like the new recommendations that come out, bumper pads are now considered illegal, actually. They are not necessary, and they are a hazard.
Oh, wow.
And the boppies that are used by moms who breastfeed, they are not meant to be pillows for babies and to prop up baby and leave baby unattended.
And everyone can learn all of this just by attending some of the classes.
Correct.
And together we can help build a safe world and make sure every child is safe and secure all year long.
We try.
Heather Hoosier and Christina England from ACS, the Army Community Service. I appreciate you guys coming in. I really do. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
And I'd like to have you guys back on again sometime. But in the meantime, I'm Jeff England from the Fort Polk Public Affairs Office, and this is the Fort Polk Podcast. We'll be listening at you later.